Hello, everybody, and welcome to a World Series Game 2 live edition of Dodgers Territory. We are your hosts. My name is Alanna Rizzo. That is Clint Pasillas. He is in the Dodgers man cave. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. My goodness, Clint, I tell you what, Dodgers Territory is brought to you by Fox 1, but the Game 2 win is brought to you by Yoshinobu Yamamoto. His back-to-back complete game, back-to-back CGs in the postseason. What a gem.
Riz, I told you yesterday, we needed to see Yamamoto be a stopper. We needed to see him go out there and put up shutdown inning after shutdown inning. This is why you pay this dude. This is the second time we've had this show this postseason. This is why you pay that dude all of that money. Somebody go find Josh Reddick's post about how do you pay somebody $325 million who's never played Major League Baseball. That is why you do it. What an outing from the kid. Another complete game. Only 4 hits, 1 earned, 8 punchies, no walks. Ace.
That was the beauty of it. And that's why I'm wearing my hat brought to you by Lids. Thank you, Lids, for sending this to me. It is the Japanese hat with the U.S. hat because Yoshinobu Yamamoto was so good. Roki Sasaki was warming up in the bullpen. So Japanese countrymen together. But Roki didn't even have to come to the game because Yoshinobu did such a tremendous job. Guys, thanks for being here. Don't forget to rate us 5 stars, like, subscribe, all of the things. And you said, Clint, you were talking about it while you were putting in your rundown there, that we had to be patient, right? Like, I felt the whole time if we could get a split in Toronto, I felt pretty good going home with the next 3 games at the Ravine. And you have to feel pretty good about your Game 3 and Game 4 starter, Tyler Glasnow. For Game 3, and then Shohei Ohtani for Game 4.
Yeah, ho-hum Shohei Ohtani in Game 4. Yeah, that was it. You just had to be patient. Obviously, we didn't know what this game was going to be. It took a while to develop. It was a hell of a pitcher's duel. Credit where credit is due. Kevin Gausman had the Dodgers off rhythm for the entirety. Really well. Yeah. I mean, they were popping up a lot of crap. Just couldn't catch up to the fastball. One of the things Dave had noted in his in-game interview there with I think it was Tom Verducci on the field. But eventually you get to these guys. They got to, you Savage yesterday. They just couldn't put any sort of nail in the coffin. Today, thank God for, how about this guy? William Dills Smith. I think I got the right button.
Willie Dills. What a game.
My man. He delivers. Will just absolutely delivers for this team. You felt good in that inning that Will was going to do something, or the Dodgers were going to do something in that spot, getting into the 7th inning, because Gausman was cruising at that point, but pitch count was getting, I guess, not really even up there. It was at 70 some odd pitches, I think, entering that inning.
Prior to this outing, Clint, you heard our own Joe Davis and Hall of Famer John Smoltz, who is a friend of the Foul Territory platform, talking about the fact that Gausman basically goes 5 2/3, right? That's kind of been his marker for every outing so far in the postseason. So tip your cap to Gausman. He pitched deep into this game, and it was just a really good pitcher's duel. I mean, it was a really good starting performance from both sides. And obviously, Will Smith was able to make some moments capitalize when he was at the plate. And you gotta love it. I mean, he played really well, and Yoshinobu was great. So it wasn't that Kevin Gausman was bad. It was just the Dodgers were able to, scratch and claw a couple of runs more than the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, the thing is, he was like kind of Yoshinobu Yamamoto was a tiny bit shaky in the beginning, but the man has 6 pitches that he can throw as an out pitch, and I think sometimes that can be too much to choose from, but. It worked tonight. You've got to love the arsenal. And he locked in. He was shaky early, but locked himself in. And it was a great performance. And let's not forget what this does, not only for his stats and his story, but it saved the bullpen tonight.
Yeah, that is a massive thing. We saw Roki Sasaki at least stirring in the bullpen, but now, still, the Toronto Blue Jays have not been exposed to the leverage arms in the Dodgers bullpen. To me, that is huge. As the series eventually heads back to LA on Monday, I will be there at Dodger Stadium. We'll figure out how all the logistics of that works. But Dodgers primed in a phenomenal spot here. You get greedy when you win game one. You want to sweep the series, but this is if you can draw it up. Looking at this postseason, the Dodgers are now 10-2 this postseason, and you try to
That's
split on the
insane,
road.
man.
Yeah,
That's
this
insane.
Dodgers really good, and
10,
maybe
10 and 2. That's really special.
like maybe the Jays got a little too, or maybe Jays fans got a little too big for their britches yesterday. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think you go into the series. I have a tremendous amount of respect for that organization and their fan base and the country in general. I think you go into the series and everyone kept saying that they were the underdogs. And I guess on paper they are, right? But remember, they had a better record. That's why they were hosting and they had home field advantage. They're a very good ball club. They're a very good team. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, the Dodgers are going to run over them. I mean, you said Dodgers in 5. To be different, I said Dodgers in 6, but I agree with you, Dodgers in 5. I didn't think they would sweep, but I didn't think there was a. In what universe? I feel like Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory, your favorite show. In
Boo.
what universe do the Dodgers lose to the Blue Jays, right? But they're a really good team. And it's like when you come out like that and you put up an 11 spot against the reigning World Series champions, you're like, oh, shoot, this team is a lot better than a lot of people gave them credit for. So I think this was such a good win tonight, not only because it evens up the series, but it's like, okay, like let's quell all of the like craziness, right? Let's
Yeah.
quiet that stuff down. Now you go back to Dodger Stadium. You have 3 there. Hopefully they get it done there. Do I think they're going to win all 3? No, I think it's coming back to Toronto. But by and large, top to bottom, we've talked about it at length. Experience is going to matter in this situation. Dodgers have been there, done that, and you got Glass and you got Shohei.
Yeah, you definitely take Glasnow over old man Max Scherzer at this stage in his career for sure. I mean, both have been there, done something in a postseason series or what have you. You had something I really wanted to dive into, but I completely forgot about it. And then we also
Good
have the
job.
poll. Yeah, thank you. There's a lot of things going on. There's a very bright light. Yeah, you mentioned there. Does the series end up going back to Toronto? I don't know. I really stand pretty strong on my
I think
Dodgers in
it does.
5.
I mean, as much as I would love for the Dodgers to win at home for the first time since 1963, that was the last time the Dodgers were able to win at home. I don't think. I think Toronto's just too good. I don't think this is a team that is going to roll over. I don't think they're going to be blowouts. I do think it. I think it'll go back to Toronto for Game 6. I think it ends. I think it ends in Game 6. I don't think it goes to Game 7 for a variety of reasons because I don't want our boss to be mad because I won't be here for Game 7. But I do think that it will go back to Toronto. I mean, losing or I mean, like winning 3 games in a row is tough.
Yeah.
So I do think it goes back to Toronto. I hope
Yeah.
I'm wrong. I hope it doesn't, but I think it'll come back to Canada.
Yeah, I mean, again, the Blue Jays, very good baseball team. I don't want to discredit them, but I remember what I was going to bring up. You mentioned they put up 11 runs in that game one, 9 of them in one inning against a Blake Snell who had nothing. Really, 5 of those were charged to him. 3 were inherited runners that Emmett Sheehan had nothing, and Bonda just did not have his best stuff. I have more faith in Bonda. I hope we don't see Emmett Sheehan again this postseason. But that's how they got their 9 runs.
Regardless if they had the stuff or not. I mean, this is the time to have it, right? Like you can't I mean, when you're in a slump like let's say Andy Pajes has been in, right?
Yeah.
Batting .70077 in the postseason. That's
He
glaring,
got a base
right?
hit today.
You can
He's all the
I
way
understand. You all the way. We're so back. But you can do that. You can kind of work your way through that in the regular season. You can't be garbage in the postseason. So 11 runs against a World Series champion team is 11 runs, period. And,
But
things could have gone very differently today. And you go back to LA down 0-2, that's a massive problem. So we don't have to think about that. They split the series. And in Game 5, Blake Snell's going again.
Yep, that's where you want, and he's going to be angry. He's 100% going to be angry. But I'll say
Blake Snell's a good Blake Snell, though.
I will pin my thought on the runs and maybe the Jays. I don't want to. They did not get lucky. They beat the worst of the Dodgers bullpen yesterday. You eliminate that 6th inning, which is not how baseball works, or you eliminate. I guess we can still keep Snell in there. They've scored 6 total runs in the series. eliminate the sixth inning, they've scored 3 runs. I feel really, really good, as I did entering the series. I feel really good about this Dodgers team. I think the fact that they are much, much, much more talented than the Blue Jays. Yes, they have baseball players in Toronto. That's what they like to tell us. They are baseball players. But I don't know, man. Dodgers got the talent. They got the
I don't
starters.
think you're giving. I understand. I don't think you're giving Toronto as much credit as you should be giving Toronto, though. I mean, I can say
At
this just
me.
because. No, I mean, I will at you. I'm adding you right now. I don't even need to do it on the Twitterverse, or X or whatever. I mean, Toronto's good. Toronto's a good team. Do they have the star power up and down the lineup that the Dodgers do, or the names that the Dodgers have? No. I mean, Addison Barger slept on Davis Schneider's couch last night. Did anybody know who the hell Addison Barger was? That doesn't follow the Toronto Blue Jays? Probably not. But the kid slept on Davis Schneider's couch last night and hit a grand slam as a pinch hitter, the first ever in World Series history. So you're thinking of the Vladdy Guerreros, and to this point in this year, the George Springers of the world. That's a very recognizable name to Dodgers fans for a number of reasons. But last night it was the Dalton Varshos of the world. It was the Addison Bargers of the world, and it was a decent pitching performance by Toronto. That being said, the Dodgers did exactly what they needed to do. They evened up the series. Yamamoto did everything he could. You saved the bullpen for another day. It's a day off tomorrow because the Dodgers will travel back to Los Angeles. I don't know if they're working out. My guess is they probably will. It'll probably be a late workout because they're going to have to do media day in Los Angeles and all of the things. Toronto will have to get used to LA again, blah, blah, blah. But then you have another game on Monday. And again, to me, that's another statement game. It's like all the odd games are statement games, right? Like you want to win the first game at home when you're basically your home field for 3 games. And I think you got the right guy in Glass going because you got Shohei the next day.
Let's talk more about that in a moment. We'll also take some more. We got super chats. We got fans here in the comments. By the way, guys, because I forgot to push the button for it. Like the show, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers. The only way we can do that is if you hit that subscribe button. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to tell you about DraftKings Pick 6, and then we will be back.
Football is back, and so is your shot at big wins with DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Your game day instincts can score you real money fast. Here's the play.
Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats, from breakout rookies to elite QBs, and unlock the upside every snap brings. The better your calls, the bigger your payout.
This season, play your player instincts. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use code FOUL, that's FOUL. Pay just $5. Get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call, ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
All right, guys, welcome back to Dodgers Territory, presented by Fox One. Check out the link in our description for more information. We appreciate Fox One being a part of us here, not only on Dodgers Territory, but across the Foul Territory platforms. All right, so let's talk about Game 3 just a hot second as we preview what's going to be Game 1 at home for the Dodgers on Monday evening. I believe it's a 5 p.m. start in LA because it's 8 p.m. Eastern again. So there you have it. So you got Tyler Glasnow going. You would imagine that the offense will continue to, Shohei's got to get it going again. I know he had a massive Game 4 in the CS, which was the Shohei game. It was the game of legends. But if you take a look at all of the other postseason games for Shohei, not the best performance as of yet. Still time to redeem himself there. But it's not just Shohei, Clint, offensively that has to get things going.
Yeah. Somebody was mentioning in the chat, and I wish I would have pinned that one. But you still haven't seen a whole lot out of Freddie in this series. You haven't seen a whole lot out of Mookie. You mentioned Shohei there. He had kind of the garbage time homer yesterday, but you need to see some guys kind of start to figure some things out up and down that lineup. Yes, guys are stepping up in specific opportunities, obviously Will Smith today. And by the way, I love the radio call from Steven Nelson, who mentioned a Dodgers wearing the number 16 doing something for the team in Canada. That is pretty cool. Just great call from our friend Nelly overall. But you know, you had Will do something. You had Max Muncy. Got to give credit to Max as well for hitting a solo shot in that inning, and then tacking on some runs later on in the in the eighth inning they put up. To get to 5 runs there. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'm not using my usual setup, so I don't have all of my screens here, so I don't remember all the numbers. But again, enough things, which has been sort of the calling card for this team this year, doing just enough to win ball games. As long as you don't give the other team, you don't spot them 9 runs in an inning, you're probably going to feel pretty good about your chances to win that ball game, because they are going to find this team of professionals, of veterans, of guys that have been there, done that experience. They are going to find a way to do just enough to win a ball game like we saw today. Well, more than
Yeah, and
enough.
I feel like you have to. I agree on all of those points, but I feel like you have to attack Max Scherzer early, right? I mean, get him early, get him frustrated, get him frazzled, get him flustered, if you will, and knock him out of the game. Because if it comes down to a game of bullpens, which Ken Rosenthal and I had this discussion on Friday on Fair Territory with Ken Rosenthal, it's like both bullpens have their struggles. Both bullpens have their holes. And especially now, again, all that matters is Alex Vesia and his wife and their family situation, praying for them. I couldn't care less about baseball when it comes to Vesia. I just want everything to be okay personally for him. But the bullpens are not great this year. It's like, I feel like last year in 2024, it was the bullpen that was, those bullpen dogs, right? And the starting staff wasn't as good as the starting staff this year. And this year, the script is flipped. And our starting staff has been really good. And that's what you need again, because I don't want it to have to come down to the bullpen. Now, again, Yamamoto going, complete game today was incredibly helpful. But Glasnow needs to go just as far, and Scherzer needs to get bounced early.
I say in the chat here, Jim Johnson said, I need a drink after this game. Who else? I don't need a drink after this game. Honestly, I need a cigarette because Yamamoto on the bump was sexy. That's all I got.
Oh, he was sexy. He did some sexy things out there. Complete CGs are so few and far between now that that's a big deal. Imagine if it was a complete game shutout. Oh dear.
No. I mean, I feel good about complete game, 1 run, all them punchies. 18 strikeouts between those 2 starts?
No walks tonight. Was a thing of beauty. Of beauty.
Cole with the $2 super chat. How about that? Best team on paper. Best team on paper. Best team by payroll and ruining baseball and all that kind of stuff. Dodgers, very, very, very good baseball organization, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it here.
There's a couple things I want to talk about too. Let's give our props to Kike Hernandez. He now has the all-time Dodgers record in terms of most postseason games. You can see it there on the graphic. Most postseason games played in Dodger history. You guys realize how long this team has been around? Most postseason games played in Dodger history. He surpassed our good friend and one of my favorite Dodgers ever, one of my favorite people ever in the game, Justin Turner. So Kike Hernandez has now played in 87 postseason games as a Los Angeles Dodger, which is pretty impressive considering nor he or JT came through the Dodgers farm system. Yeah. Neither one of them were signed by the Dodgers and originally, or drafted by the Dodgers rather. So congratulations to Kike. We're proud of you, of course.
And how about Max Muncy leading the franchise in postseason homers as well?
Postseason home runs. The dude didn't have a job, 6 years ago or whatever it was. Yeah. So I tell you what, let me ask you that. I mean, maybe this is something for at the end of the show, but I think we're nearing that point. What the crap was that with the Jonas Brothers? I'm sorry. I understand the whole stand up to cancer thing. I get it. We've all had loved ones and people very close to us affected by cancer. It sucks. We've all lost people in our lives to cancer. It's a horrific, horrific disease. And I get the MasterCard stand up to cancer campaign that Major League Baseball is a part of. I'm all for that. The timing to me is a little strange. I think it could be done at maybe perhaps before game 2 or before the game, but whatever. In game, fine. But the Jonas Brothers singing a song in the middle of the game, I lost my shit. I'm sorry.
It's a bit much.
That is not a natural break. And who cares about the pitchers, right? You can just sit there and be cold. Who cares? You're up and you're. What was that?
I you know what's funny is I didn't like it. Obviously, I am a traditional baseball fan. I don't like change, and I don't like halftime shows in my baseball. But there was somebody I've seen the narrative going around that those are the Raleigh Jonas Brothers now. They saved the Dodger series, so we can't complain about the Jonas Brothers.
Stop. I don't care. I don't care if it was honest to God. I will say this. I don't care if it's Morgan Wallen, and I'm a Morgan Wallen fanatic.
This we know.
I don't need Morgan Wallen in the middle of the fourth or fifth inning singing, I'm the problem. I'm like, what? I had to look. I looked at Chris. I'm like, is this taped? Is this happening right now? Like, what is going on? What is that?
It was a decision. It was definitely a decision. Listen, maybe it's not for people like us. I don't know what people's opinions of the chat
What do you think
in the
the
chat.
team feels like? You think
Maybe it's
Tyler,
not for baseball.
You think
fans?
Kevin Gausman and Yoshinobu Yamamoto is like, who the fuck are the Jonas Brothers? But like, do you think that Gausman and Yamamoto were like, oh, this is cool, this is fine?
How about this one?
I don't know. I don't get the timing of that crap at all. And I mean, obviously, I'll never work for the league after this, but I don't care. Like, I'm just like, what are we doing?
Dirty Don with the $1.99 super chat. This is not the Super Bowl. Yeah,
but at least with the Super Bowl, there is a definitive break in the action, and the concert is for the fans. It's not in. What if that happened like in the middle of the third quarter? They just stopped and had a random concert from Pitbull or something. Like, what are we doing? What if Fat Joe came out in the middle of the third quarter of a football game? Like, I'm sorry.
By the way, do we think we're gonna see like Kendrick Lamar? Do we think we're gonna see an Ice Cube?
I think it should be a repeat of Kendrick Lamar and Ice Cube. They were great.
Well, Kendrick didn't do anything,
awesome.
But Kendrick was the theme song provider,
and
then Cube showed up and took over.
I want to see Dave Roberts twerking with Ice Cube again. I do. That was fun.
Yeah, that is fair. The final thing we'll say on this is, as much as I don't like a random MLB halftime show in a non-natural halftime point, the ratings are getting better for baseball, so I guess we can't say they don't kind of know what they're doing. This is the only time you're ever going to hear me semi-defend Rob Manfred.
Wow, I can't believe you're positive Patty today, and I'm not. Like that, it's usually the other way around. I'm sorry. That timing.
Listen, I don't want to piss off the Jonas Brothers fans.
And not for nothing, but like to take something as serious as Stand Up to Cancer and the message that is, and then all of a sudden you're trying to parlay it and transition it to the Jonas Brothers singing. I don't know. Again, I'm old lady yelling at clouds, but that's not the time. It's not the time. That's weird. That's a weird move. Anyway, the Dodgers have evened up the series. I'll get off my soapbox now. Apparently, we have some poll results.
We ran a poll in the chat during the show.
Go back to Toronto. 70% of the people, Clint, agree with you. They say no, it is not going back to Toronto. The Dodgers complete the mission in Los Angeles. So the obvious answer is 30% say yes, it does go back to Canada. 385 people voted on that. So listen, I hope the no's are correct. I hope for the Dodgers' sake that the no's are correct.
Listen, I said Dodgers in 5. You were going to pick Dodgers in 5, but change it to 6 to make it more exhilarating. Yeah. Dodgers in 5. I still stand on that. I absolutely stand on that. Cole with another $2 super chat said Snell at home is nasty Snellzilla, and he'll be pitching that game 5. Glasnow is going to outshove Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer's probably not going to get out of the 4th inning. He's 41. I'm sorry. The dude is 41. He's just not going to fare well in LA against the Los Angeles Dodgers. There'll be a little bit of shadows, #shadows, maybe helping him out, maybe by that point of the game. But nah. And the thing is, if it goes 6, you got Yamamoto on the bump again.
Let me ask you this. Does Clayton Kershaw throw a pitch in the World Series?
I hope. By the way, people wondering about my mouth, I had very blue cake because we're also late celebrating my birthday again here. Shout out to the people in the DeVore Man Cave. Yeah, get a good lead. Get a good lead. Let Clayton pitch. I would really love to see him pitching at home. Love to see him maybe collect the final 3 or 6 outs to clinch the World Series. That would be phenomenal. A true storybook ending to a Hall of Fame career.
That would be really cool. So you're saying if it's in a no doubt kind of situation, you see Kersh? Is that the only way you see him?
No, I don't know. I don't think that last time we saw him was the last time we saw him. Absolutely. I don't think it was that really pretty bad outing against the who do we even play in the DS? So long ago I don't remember. The Phillies where he got
the DS Phillies,
Yeah. That's not how Kershaw goes out. So
yeah.
I'm putting it out there right now. Hell, Clayton Kershaw ends the World Series for the Dodgers and gets that third ring.
So Clayton Kershaw is the Walker Buehler from last year?
Well, I mean, Buehler had to nut up in a
Whoa.
In a much closer game. Earmuffs. In a much closer game.
He did throw the final pitch is my point. All right.
Yeah. I think the circumstances will be very different.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. I just hope we see him out there again in a positive situation, and for everything that Clayton Kershaw has meant to this team and this franchise, and I would love to see him go out on top like that. So we have a day off tomorrow. You and I will be back, of course, on Monday. That is Game 3 of the 2025 World Series. We're back at home. Super chat here, $5. We appreciate you. And that's all she wrote. Game over. Dodgers win, baby. 10 down, 3 to go. 3 more wins. Go Dodgers. Yama. And
we also got Richie in there.
Oh, Richie, of course. Canadian bacon and maple syrup was not a match for Yamamoto. By the way, that sounds tremendous. Canadian bacon and maple syrup. Yamamoto is spelled guts. So how did that "we don't need him" work out for them today?
Ooh, that's a good point. That is a good point. Don't I mean, not that Shohei or anything was the difference maker in this particular ball game, but I don't understand why other fan bases inject themselves into the games the way these teams do. Some teams do. I don't know. This feels very little brother.
Have you gone to an away stadium where the Dodgers fans are the opponent? Like, you act like the Dodgers fans like we don't do this type of stuff.
Yeah, but
yes,
I'm gonna walk away from what I was gonna say. Dodgers fans are perfect everywhere they go. Ding.
They're not.
Yeah,
they're not. And I'm one of them, so I can say that we're not perfect.
Whoa, you're a homer?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Sure. Anyways, Dodgers win. We feel good. Series is tied 1-1. Going back to LA.
Yes.
You'll love to see it.
Again, thanks guys for being here. We appreciate all of the comments in the chat. Thank you for watching us here on Dodgers Territory, presented by Fox One. Again, do not forget, Clint and I will be back for Postgame on Monday, not our regular show. We will be back for Postgame on Monday, and hopefully we are talking about a Dodgers 2-1 World Series advantage. Have a great rest of your weekend. Be safe. Go Dodgers. We'll see you Monday.
And if you want more conversation, jump on over to my All Dodgers YouTube channel.
Nobody cares.
Okay, bye.